Hello and welcome to Titanic Toads Heroes 3 of Might and Magic tutorial of the custom map editor. Now this video I've covered all the other things previously, as you can see evidenced by this island filled with junk. So now I cover all these little things at the top. File, pretty simple. New, open, save, save as, export text, import text. Then these are the last few maps that you've edited. Or that, yeah, the person using has edited. So, find next, find previous, just for finding things, nice and easy. Undo, redo, find properties of something, easily open them up, zoom in, zoom out. This allows you to look at it much. Can you zoom out again? Oh, you can. This far zooming out is basically only for when you're using the really, really big maps, the 144 by 144. Now I'm going to zoom all the way back in since I just have one tiny island here, and I like the zoomed in view. Next, the view also can set you to underground, or you can just click this button here. Allowing for the grid, also here, passability, which is right there. You can also use right here as Control-P, Control-G. Object animation. This will have everything become animated and wonderful. As you can see, the crystals glitter, the gems glitter, the conflux swirls and morphs, and the alchemist's lights go in and out, and the peasant scratches his forehead. Or is he face palming? I can't tell. Well, either way. Train animation. This basically just animates the water. And the rivers. And any other little train things that you've put in. So now I'm going to turn them both off. And turn both of these back on. Which I believe is much better when you're editing it. You turn these off and these back on when you want to step back and look at it. Next, toolbar, mode bar, and status bar. Toolbar hides that other thing, which contains saving and stuff otherwise only under file, which is basically all the stuff under file. I think the toolbar is very useful. The mode bar is just changing the mode you've got here. And I'm afraid to hide the status bar because I think that's what this is, but no. That thing. Down at the bottom, probably can't see. Anyway, it's very unimportant as far as I know. I've never used it in all the maps I've made. Terrain. And by 1, 2 by 4 by 4 area selects easy for the terrain right here. Rivers, roads, erase, obstacles, objects, etc. That's basically what this is. Tools is the toolbar. You can just use the toolbar here, which is probably much easier. Map specifications and validate map. Those are very important. But back to options first is just frequency of decorative tiles. That would be these different little ones, I think. Yeah. I've never actually used this since I think it's better when it's more frequent, adds in those little things which aren't just the same dirt over and over again. Now I'm just going to undo this so the map doesn't look worse than it already is. Pretty simple. Options replay entire map with this setting, yeah. Autosave options, just enabling autosave, pretty nice and basic. I'll go to these last since these will take the most time and are also the most important, so you have to watch my video actually all the way through like no one does. Player, this is just the player you're selecting for the object you're putting down, if it matters what player it is. If you put down a mine like this, boom, it will be reds. Of course now red will lose the instant the game starts. Yeah, then help is just help talk about the map editor, which you could just use instead of this, but hopefully you won't. Because I've never actually looked at this, but I think this video is slightly better. Map specifications. Now this is where you choose basically the everything. Map version, you cannot downgrade the map as far as I'm aware if you've already put in things, but you can upgrade it to a later version. Difficulty, this just changes the default difficulty that's set on, but you can still change it before you start the game. At least my experience is. This 2 level, if I deselect this, that will delete all the underground that I've already made. Or if I have no underground, turn this on, it will create an underground. Next, this is very useful for campaigns, because with the campaign editor, as you'll see in my next video, you actually just build a map in the map editor and import it into the campaign editor as the level of your map. So you could limit experience level to, say 6 if this is the first in the campaign, which it will become. Map name. I'm just going to call this the weird and awkward map, because that's what it is if you try to play this. Description, do not play. But basically, you can just set in the description name where it will appear and what it will say before you play it. Next, on to player specs. You can change this for every player. Player 3 and Player 7 are the only 2 players I have. This will give them a main town. Now they shall start with that fortress just to guarantee, and I can generate here at the main town, which I will do. I will make it so they can be played by a human, but their behavior as a computer will be random, because they won't be played by a computer. Allowed alignments, fortress, they'll only be able to use the fortress. Player 7, Teal, does not have a main town, it cannot be played by a human, and behavior will be warrior. Allowed alignments is anything, yep, except let's say not the fortress. Let's just put it as anything evil. There. This will change what the player, if they're human, could pick from at the beginning as their starting alignment, which doesn't really change anything if you already give them the castle, but if you don't, it does. Teams, I will not enable teams, or I can't, since there's only 2 players, but this is really how you want to do teams. I've never been able to figure out the other way. Here you can just enable teams, choose the numbers, and team assignments. You can just put each person on their team. I could put these 2 together, blue and tan together, green and orange, purple and teal, and then just put pink. Screwed up. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8, like that. Yeah. That's basically all for teams. This is all for general. Now on to heroes. This is the different heroes that are allowed to show up. Standardly, or defaultly, it's just all the regular heroes, and these are campaign heroes that you're seeing that are not on. I'm going to turn off everyone but Christian to be funny, but that would take too long, so I'm not. So on to artifacts. These are all the artifacts that can randomly appear. Right now, everything that is not checked because it is an assemble artifact. That means you can assemble it from the pieces of it rather than just getting it yourself. I have, however, found something like the Angelic Alliance pre-assembled in a game, which you'll be able to see if you watch my playthrough of the map Free-for-All, in which I would have become the demon child and a freak of nature, except I got the Angelic Alliance, so I can't be a demon child and a freak of nature, because I'm an angel child. Next, allowed spells. Let's just turn off fly, because otherwise you can fly around. For most of my maps, I've turned off fly and dimension door, because those let you teleport around over obstacles. And for some maps, you really do not want your players doing that. Next, heading on secondary skills, you can get everything, and I can just turn off necromancy to be real mean to everyone who uses skeleton rush tactics, etc. Let's just turn off half of these randomly for fun, because this map is not really going to be played by anyone. Next, that basically covers almost everything. Here, down onto rumors. Here you can add in rumors, put the name of it, which will only appear right here, so you know what rumor is which, and the text. This is one of the rumors I put in a lot of my maps, because it's just hilarious if you because it says, after a generous tip, the barkeeper leans over and whispers, and it's the rumor. In this case, I poisoned your drink. And you're just gonna stare at them and slowly get up and walk out the door and pretend